You know the saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, unfortunately, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I did that with an anime series. So, 2 years ago, in 2019, I watched the first 3 episodes of Street Fighter 2 V, the anime series, and I uploaded a 5-minute review of Street Fighter 2 V onto my YouTube channel of Street Fighter 2 V. But the problem is, I only had volume 1 of the anime series on VHS, and that only contained the first 3 episodes of said anime series. So, in other words, I judged Street Fighter 2 V, the entire anime series, just by watching the first 3 episodes. And that was a mistake. Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? The King of Games 98 here at your service. Hope you're doing well and staying safe during these times. I am seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and at least I think so, we are nearing the end of this pandemic and we are getting out of it. No more mask wearing, no more, being afraid to be around people, none of that. So that's good. So, as I stated in the beginning of this video, 2 years ago in 2019, I uploaded a 5-minute review video, which I really don't even know. I mean, I called it a 5-minute review video, but I don't even know if I would call it a 5-minute review video because you know what? In all fairness, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that, and I judged Street Fighter 2 V, I feel, way too harshly after just watching the first 3 episodes of this anime series. Now, fast forward to now, as you can see, I now currently own the entire Street Fighter 2 V anime series, and it's on DVD. So, now I'm going to give Street Fighter 2 V a proper anime review, having now watched the entire series. I now feel like I can give this anime series a proper review as opposed to the quote unquote review I already did on my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're watching this and you have in fact been subscribed to me for 2 years and actually remember watching that video I did of reviewing Street Fighter 2 V, I want you to forget everything you heard me say in that video. Just throw it all out the window. Just forget it. But in case you maybe are a new subscriber to my channel and haven't been subbed to me for 2 years and haven't seen that video, I will link the original video at the end of this video, although now looking back on it, and actually before recording this video, I actually went back and rewatched that video. I am pretty ashamed and embarrassed of how harsh I I I rated, or how harsh I was on Street Fighter 2 V as an anime series just after watching the first 3 episodes. So, if, for whatever reason, after you're done watching this video, you want to watch that video, I will link my original 5-minute anime review of Street Fighter 2 V at the end of this video. But as far as this video goes, it is not going to be a 5-minute. It is not going to be a 5-minute review video. That means it's not going to be 5 minutes long. I actually wrote down a lot that I wanted to talk about in this proper review video of Street Fighter 2 V. And so, without further ado, let's get started. So, if you have never seen Street Fighter 2V before and are kind of curious as to what it's about, here's how I would briefly sum up the anime series without really spoiling anything. Ken Masters sends his best friend Ryu a letter in the mail. Inside the letter is a stack of money and a note. The note simply read, "Ryu, come to America." Ryu leaves Japan and comes to America to meet up with Ken in San Francisco. After meeting up with Ken at the airport, Ken brings Ryu back to his house. After dinner, Ken decides to take Ryu out in the city. They bribe their way into a local bar and start fighting everyone there. Guile shows up and beats the crap out of Ryu. Ken and Ryu decide after that to travel the world seeking the strongest fighters around the world. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I would briefly sum up Street Fighter 2V, the anime series, without really spoiling anything. Now, I'm going to get into some interesting facts and information about Street Fighter 2V that I wrote down. And then after that, I'm going to talk about my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about Street Fighter 2V. And then I'm going to wrap up this proper anime review video of Street Fighter 2V. So, first and foremost, Street Fighter 2V originally aired in Japan in 1995. It ran from April 10th to November 27th of 1995, but it didn't air in the US until 1996, so the following year, which makes sense because usually I'd say 9 times out of 10 with most anime series, depending on when they air in Japan, usually they don't come out in the US till the following year or maybe following 2 years. But that's pretty common for anime series. And Street Fighter 2V ran for a total of 29 episodes. Each episode is 30 minutes long. This was an interesting fact that I found online, ironically, on the Wikipedia page for Street Fighter 2V. And yeah, I know Wikipedia is usually either false or not true. Or, well, actually, false and not true is the same thing. Okay, so usually Wikipedia's information isn't the truth, and you really shouldn't trust it, but what I found for Wikipedia when it comes to like video game information and anime information, they're usually pretty right about that. So, what I found on Wikipedia is there are 2 different English dubs of Street Fighter 2V. The first was done by Animes and Manga Entertainment, which that's what this is because boom, Manga Video, there's their logo right there. And the second was done by ADV Films, which I'm very familiar with them. I've reviewed a ton of their anime series that they have done their English dubs on before in the past. Oh my god, I couldn't even tell you how many of the anime series they've dubbed that I've reviewed. But yeah, so there was the first was done by Animes and Manga Entertainment, and then the other one was done by ADV Films exclusively for the UK market. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, if that couldn't get any weirder, whoa, sorry there. The manga slash anime dub uses an instrumental opening and ending theme, while the ADV Films dub used the original Japanese opening and ending themes. So that is even more interesting, at least to me. I found that interesting. So I thought, since I found that interesting, that was definitely worth mentioning in this review video. So, yep. Street Fighter 2V had a 3-volume manga titled Street Fighter 2V Retsuden that ran from 1995 to 1996. Street Fighter 2V is loosely based off of the game Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which I also found pretty cool, and I was like, I think that's a really cool fact. I got to mention it in this. Now, I watched Street Fighter 2V English dubbed, and I found out that there was actually a good amount of well-known, notable English dub voice actors. And they include the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Bloom. Yes, the voice of Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop. Bo Billingsley. Yes, the voice of Jet Black, also in Cowboy Bebop. Vic McNoga, which I believe, if I remember correctly, was the English dub voice of Broly from Dragon Ball Z. The man, the myth, the legend, David freaking Hayter, who is the English voice actor of Solid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid series. Tom Phan, who is the English dub voice actor who does the voice of Shikamaru from Naruto Shippuden. And last but not least, the incredible Wendy Lee. Wendy Lee, if I remember correctly, is the English dub voice actor of Faye Valentine, also in Cowboy Bebop. So that just absolutely blew my mind. The fact that there is 3 English dub voice actors in this series that were also in Cowboy Bebop. That blew my mind, so I had to mention them. Now, featured characters include Ryu, Ken Masters, Chun-Li, Guile, Sagat, Fei Long, Dhalsim, Vega, Balrog, Cammy, Zangief, and M. Bison. Okay, so now I'm at the point where I'm going to talk about my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about Street Fighter 2V. Now, for Street Fighter 2V having originally been released in 1995 in Japan and then not till 1996 in the US, I thought this series had really good animation for its time. If you go into watching this series today and compare it to anime, anime currently, it's obviously going to be night and day, and it's just not going to, there's going to be no comparison. Okay. As I previously stated, I watched Street Fighter 2V English dubbed. And I thought the English dub, again, taking into consideration for the time and the era this came out, I thought the English dub was great. And, of course, it also helps that the English dub was great when you have Steve Bloom, Bo Billingsley, David freaking Hayter, and Wendy Lee. I thought that Street Fighter 2V had a cool story premise. I liked how Ryu and Ken were basically traveling around the world. And, while they were going around the world and, adventuring, they met all, different people and, some of the classic Street Fighter 2 characters. Dhalsim, Vega, Fei Long, Sagat, Balrog, Guile, so I thought that was a really cool way how they worked that in to this anime series. And last but not least, I loved the inclusion of all of the Street Fighter 2 characters, but there's actually a catch because to that because not all of the Street Fighter 2 characters are actually in this anime series. There is some that never show up in here, like E Honda, he's completely absent, and Blanka, he's not even in this. So, but of the ones that are in this anime series, I thought it was really cool that they included them. Now, before I give my final rating for Street Fighter 2V, again, going off of my original review video I did of Street Fighter 2V, I just bashed Street Fighter 2V a lot, and I feel like I was very harsh on it and was way too harsh on it, and I gave it a 6 out of 10 in that review video. This review video is going to be different. I really only have 2 very, very minor nitpicky complaints, but I'm going to tell you right here, right now, that these are very, very minor complaints and they are not going to have an effect on my final rating. And my minor complaints are this. I feel like that they could have changed the opening and endings, since Street Fighter 2V ran for a total of 29 episodes, that's essentially one season. But even in that one season, I feel like they still could have changed the openings and endings, to made it different. So that's number one. And then number two, the narrator that does the recaps at the beginning of each episode, he talks way too freaking fast. Like if you blink, or if someone's talking to you and you look away for a minute, boom, the recap's gone. You just friggin' missed it. So those are my very, very minor nitpicky complaints. But again, they are not going to have any effect on my final rating for Street Fighter 2V. So without further ado, what is my final rating of Street Fighter 2V now, after looking back at my original video and that I gave it a 6 out of 10? Well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's definitely not a 6 out of 10. My final rating for Street Fighter 2V, now that I've actually watched the whole series, is a perfect 10 out of 10. Guys, if you're a fan of Street Fighter at all, and are a fan of any of the games, whether they're not Street Fighter 2 or, Street Fighter 3, 4, 5, whatever, I can't recommend this anime series enough for you to watch. This is totally worth your time, and I absolutely loved every minute of it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. And please, let me know in the comment section, have you watched Street Fighter 2V before? And if so, what did you think of it? I love talking about anime and video games, so please don't be afraid to start a conversation with me in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and take care.